Hey climbers, this is Mark from We Climb, You Climb, and today we're going to be starting a new series called Book Takeaway. And to start off with the first episode, I got Nick here, and we have a special guest, our dad, William Hoover, and we're going to talk about books. This is going to be a series that we continue going on. As you know, Nick and I love to read books, as well as our dad. And we started reading books together as a group. And we thought that this would be super fun and beneficial to talk about the takeaways from each book. So I'm going to turn it over to Nick with his first takeaway, or what the book was.
Yep. Yeah. So this week we're talking about Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. So just a quick synopsis. It's a book about deception and about the strategies we use to make sense of the people that we don't know. Gladwell posits that because we don't know how to talk to strangers, we misunderstand them, and it can have a profound effect on our lives. So what I love here is that Gladwell takes you through historical events like the Prime Minister Chamberlain meeting Adolf Hitler, the Bernie Madoff scandal, Amanda Knox trial, the long history of the CIA in Cuba, Jerry Sandusky, Sandra Bland, and more. And he uses these events to reflect and question how we go about talking to strangers. So that's the synopsis of the book. We're going to do some takeaways. So Mark, why don't you share your one takeaway from the book?
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. So my one takeaway is, and it's so meaningful, is that people and situations are unpredictable. You can't go into anything assuming something. And so you really have to gather all of the information. And it really helps as a person to learn more about the situation and learn in general so that you can pull from those different events, different situations. But yeah, biggest takeaway, situations and people are unpredictable. You cannot assume at all. So thank you. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, Dad, you're up. What's your one takeaway from Talking to Strangers?
Well, my one big takeaway is that we take Malcolm Gladwell gives us an opportunity to take a glance into behind the scenes, so to speak, of decisions and what happens legally and through the law and circumstances. Again, like you say about Chamberlain in World War II and a lot of other, Bernie Madoff, et cetera, like that. So a lot of times we just read or hear just a little snippet on the news or read something that's somebody else's opinion when they don't really know what went into that decision. And I think Malcolm Gladwell, that's what my one big takeaway of the book is. It helped me look at the decisions that are made sometimes when people are critical of decisions that are made when people don't know what's behind that decision-making process.
Awesome. Thanks. So yeah, mine kind of goes along with that. Actually, with both of yours, I feel. But one of the topics that came up was called default to truth, and this was something that really stuck with me. That humans naturally default to truth, and if we didn't, the world would be a pretty bleak place. But because we naturally default to truth, it also leads us into some trouble when we encounter sinister, deceptive people, such as Hitler and some of these other folks that have been talked about. So, that my one big takeaway was really that term, the default to truth. So, well, listen, we thank everybody for joining us. Thanks, Dad and Mark, for sharing your takeaways. Climbers, we hope that you enjoy this, and hopefully you guys can continue to look out for this series as we produce more. And thank you.